Labor Day tomorrow with those parades, it's gonna
Yes.
it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be humid.
Yeah, I'm glad that when it comes to the Rock Island Labor Day parade, it's in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? But if you're going to be out and about, sunscreen's always a good idea. Dress light too, because those temperatures will warm up pretty quickly in the morning. And not just the weather department, but
Yeah.
the sports department is going to be right there next to us as well during the parade.
You'll get to see everybody.
How about that? Yeah, that's going to be a fun time no matter what.
Absolutely.
That is for sure. Yeah, good day it was out there as far as doing any outdoor plans. Of course, didn't want to be out there too long, a bit on the warm side. Temperatures are pretty high today. You know what also was pretty high was the ragweed. 120 grains per cubic meter sent to us by Dr. Mark Blauser himself. So on the high side and can very likely stay that way at least for the next several days. So make sure you have the proper medication when it comes to that. Yeah, sky's looking pretty good around here. Area of high pressure now off to the south and east. We're on the warmer side of that with the help of those southerly winds. The main track, as you can see, kind of directing itself in this kind of general path. Main storm track way up into our north. The only big changes as this area of high pressure continues to slowly make its way eastward is going to add more heat and eventually more humidity in our area as we make our way through the next couple of days. And these are the highs that we had today. And you can see in that flow, temperatures in the 90s. Got some hundreds out there. I'm not worried about that. But that flow will continue to be with us for at least the next couple of days, keeping those temperatures pretty warm day and night. In fact, these are the overnight lows that we're looking at, with temperatures only dropping around the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. So make sure we get that AC working. That's for sure come tonight. And then come tomorrow, those numbers will be climbing their way in the 90s again, at least a few degrees warmer compared to today. You factor in some of that humidity, and look what we have on our heat index tracker. That feels like temperature later in the afternoon. Numbers are actually maybe approaching 100 degrees. The reason for the slight increase is because the amount of moisture that we're adding in the air, mainly because of the dew point temperatures, that #1 indicator when it comes to the amount of moisture that's in the air. And you can see for Monday and Tuesday, it will be in the lower 70s. That's going to make it downright uncomfortable. But then we see that drop take place as we get to about Wednesday and Thursday. So expect those heat indices to be climbing their way near 100, even going to Tuesday. But look at the drop that we see on Wednesday. Why? Well, we could be talking about a shower or maybe even a thunderstorm coming in. It all depends on how this front that's going to be passing on through here is actually going to behave. It's been kind of dancing around as far as giving us that hint for seeing maybe a passing shower or a thunderstorm late Tuesday night, early morning hours on Wednesday. It's been that way for the past several days. Doesn't look like much, correct? Yeah, but hopefully that can change a little bit more as we get to that time period and get some well-needed rain, because after this wave, if we don't get anything here, then it may not be until possibly the week after that we actually see that next chance of wet weather. At least that front's gonna help cool off those numbers in the days to follow. We'll show you that right after this.
Did your home suffer storm damage? A-Plus Roofing and Siding can help. We're a locally owned and trusted company located for over 20 years in the Quad Cities. We have locations in Moline and off 74 in Bettendorf to better assist your needs. We're an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor and offer lifetime warranties, so you never have to worry about your roof again. Call A-Plus Roofing and Siding today for your free assessment. Go local and call us today.
Currently at the airport of Moline, 91 after a daytime high of 92 degrees. South winds around 12 miles an hour, but is the amount of moisture in the air, that dew point temperature in the upper 50s, that's okay. That's going to be okay. A warm night, though, we're promising. Clear skies, 68 for the overnight low, and then come tomorrow, it's going to be another hot one. 94 for the daytime high, but that added humidity may allow those heat index values to be flirting near 100 degrees. But like I said, after that front moves on by late Tuesday night and Wednesday with hopefully a nice little shower or thunderstorm, then you can see those numbers really begin to be quite cool. In fact, quite seasonal going into later next week and possibly going into the weekend. But like I said, if we don't get that chance of wet weather during early next week, then we're looking pretty dry until that week after.
We've been looking really dry for a long time.
Oh, I tell you, it is getting pretty brown in some of our home yards, that's for sure.
Yeah, we will cross whatever digits we can to get a little bit of rain.
We'll be working on that.
All right. Thank you, James. American